of times too, all the Facebook question stuff, sometimes it just seems like people are trying to get others to justify their bad decisions. Oh, I just can't lose
Yeah.
20 pounds. But I
Oh,
don't
girl,
know.
me too. I ate some
Exactly.
chocolate covered dick yesterday. Did you go to the same place I went to? I didn't log it because I couldn't find out where to find sitting heifer. I was looking for gawk gawk and I don't know. So I just said, fuck it. And I put it aside. Fucking shut up. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways.
But it's like, I could be a dude right now and be like, it's always going to be complicated when it's a female. But then here's men. Let me tell you something, females. Guys are probably fucking worse because we want shit we will literally not know we want until we come of age. But you understand what I mean by that? Like the whole dad bod thing was a saving grace for like billions of Americans because they felt justified to be fucking fat and stupid. But every dad wants to have dad calves.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying. If you're a woman out there and you got a husband, ask that motherfucker. Do you think you have dad calves? Is that something you would like? And if he says no, he's a goddamn liar. Every dad wants to have dad calves. But that's something you were supposed to start developing when you was a teenager. And you missed that boat. Unless you're Filipino. And I'm half Filipino, but I didn't get that gene. Well, I got like the athletic legs. But like a lot of Filipinos have some thick ass calves for no fucking reason. Except for like island hopping. But that's about it. So the fuck. This is one of those random things. You didn't even know you wanted until you're like 50. And you're like, damn, that dude's got nice calves. And you know what I'm saying? That's where the whole leg day thing comes from. And like now you want to have fucking some big ass fucking calves. Not to do shit with because you're too old to perform. You know what I mean? You're not playing hoop anymore. Fuck out of here. Just so that you look strong in your Amazon khakis while you cut the grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the rite of passage. This is the way it goes. And so that's the shit. We can't do nothing about it. At least you females could just stop eating fucking shit and you'd be at least losing. Like, don't get me wrong, your hormones are fucking a complete disaster. Worse than men, I'd say. But the one thing that men are better at is simplifying. We'll work out for the pump, but then you're half man too. So like you work out for a pump just the same. So like there's something to be said. Like I think what you females misunderstand is we both want the feeling of success. The accomplishment gives us the inspiration to stay motivated. Does that make sense? Yeah. So for guys, we hit 100 push-ups and this and that, and it's like, I feel pumped. I bet instantly feel better about my day. And that's enough. That's enough. Like if a female was to do that, it'd be like, okay, but now with the pump is going away. It's like, so? Okay. Just do some more of that. Like you take, it's like Will Smith. I don't care what anybody says. He's still like one of my favorite entertainers,
Do people not like him anymore?
I'm sure they don't. Because his last album was trash, but still, like before that whole slapping Chris Rock kind of shit, he was like still an icon. I still think he is, but that's me. Yeah. And so, this is all, mind you, I don't know who's the pedophile and who's not. I don't know. For all I know, the entire Hollywood is fucking disgusting, just terrible people. But anyways, he has I forget what show he was on, but he was talking about motivation, how he stays together and whatnot. And he's like, if you want to build the best wall, you start one brick. I'm going to put this brick and I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And then next one, and soon I'll have my wall. The simplicity of it in your journey is being able to appreciate what it took to put that first fucking brick in place. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yes, you're going to love the wall when it's done, but you don't finish that wall without the first fucking brick. And the fact that you got up off the couch and took the first step. Yes, part of me says, well, fucking hell, you're supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the reality is you're supposed to do that to be healthy, but you don't have to. Something inside you said you wanted to lose weight. You wanted to be, happy. You wanted to be more fit. You wanted to not have to go into a fucking room sideways. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to beat when you back up. You want to fucking, you know what I'm saying? So yes. So what you're supposed to do is listen to that. And I guarantee you there's going to be two voices one will tell you to follow that. The other one will start justifying dumb decisions like not tracking shit. Mm-hmm. And if you choose to listen, you're not as committed as you think. And that's okay. Lying about it is not okay. Right. To yourself or to anybody else. Because then you're just not setting you up. You're setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? Yes.
And that's, I tell people that all the time too. You got to really look and see if you're being honest with yourself. You might think you are being honest with yourself, but that
But a
doesn't
lot
mean
of
that
people
you
aren't
are.
ready to have that conversation.
Exactly. Exactly. I watched that Biggest Loser thing over the weekend and the documentary on Netflix,
You said
and
a mannery? What's that?
a documentary, a docuseries
I thought you
about the
said
Biggest Loser.
man, like mannery. I couldn't, you didn't,
No,
your
but there
manhood
was,
came out. I didn't hear you.
but there was a guy on there who he won one of the seasons. Now he's gained it all back and then some. But he said when he was on the show, and this what something you just said reminded me of this. He said it got to a point. I joined the show because I desperately needed to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
At 400 pounds, desperately needed to lose. Yes, desperately needed to lose
flesh
weight.
for 8 people.
He goes, I started losing weight, and eventually, instead of the goal being lose the weight, the goal was win the show. And I lost sight of the fact that I was trying to lose weight. And instead of doing the things that I was doing to lose the weight and to feel better and to get healthier, I was doing them to win the show. So he's like, at one point, I just stopped eating. I just stopped eating at one point because I knew that
What
would
did
help
he
me.
win for winning the show?
I think they win money. I don't know. I never watched it. I think they win money. What?
Okay.
But if you're only doing it to win the show and then you win the show, it's like, okay, well, now what?
Well, you take all that fucking money and do something with it.
Right.
I
But
mean,
if you lose,
that goes back to the whole vacation and living your life kind of thing. You know, think about it. You won a show.
yes,
Like,
but
you got all that money.
if
What
you
you do
lose
with the
sight
money
of,
afterwards different.
yes, but if you lose sight of why you were trying to lose weight in the first place, then you got nothing to fall back on. You already won the show. You already got the money.
Yeah.
Then there was this.
Sure.
Then there was this other person who came on the show because her husband was cheating on her a lot. He told her all the time she's ugly, he's not attracted to her, blah blah. She was like, "Well, if I lose the weight, maybe that'll help fix my marriage. And even if it doesn't help fix my marriage, at least I'll feel better about myself." And she came into it with more of a, I want to feel better about myself. I want my kids to see me feel good about myself. I want to be around people who make me feel better about myself.
She said that he said been cheating on her because she's out of shape or fat or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the kids, he said that's on record on TV.
I don't know. I just saw the interview with her talking about it.
So she got kids, and now that it's out there.
Well, this was like 20 years later.
See, this is the problem with TV. Like, my logic is over here. Like, dude, you just won 18 years of child support. Like, have the motherfucker pay for your shit. Yeah, it'll fix your marriage. When you get in shape, you'll be able to find 8 dicks instead of 1. Let the motherfucker have his shit. He just admitted that he cheating. You got how many kids? That's what is that? 20. It's what is it? 18% or whatever it is. I think, isn't it? I forget now. I think it's 28% for 20% of your net income for 2 fucking kids. Ain't you? Who you talking to? Shit, yeah, it is. Fuck out of here, motherfucker. Please.
She actually, the first challenge of her season was to run a mile on the beach in the heat. She came out the gates, guns ablazing. She collapsed as she crossed the finish line, like they had to carry her across the finish line, and she had to be like helicoptered out. She got like rhabdo and like almost died because her body just started shutting down. And so she was out for a couple weeks, but when she came back,
good for her.
She still had a vision of like, I'm doing this for me. I want to feel better. I want my life to be better. So when the trainers were like, hey, I need you to be working out, she's like, no, I'm not ready. My body's not ready for that yet. I'll follow everything you need, nutrition. And she stood her ground so hard.
Yes, absolutely.
Without losing sight of why she came in the first place.
Because she knew who she was. She felt that's emotional intelligence.
Yes. And she has kept the weight off the whole time. She's in a happy marriage now. She's got a blended family. They put both their kids together and everything. And it's like this big happy story. But she's like, she looks back on it and she's like, I'm glad that I stood my ground, because in that particular environment, they were making it very easy to lose sight of why you came in the first place, because the point to the people, exactly. But nobody going into that, these people didn't understand that the producers were trying to make TV and they didn't really care about their health. So it was easy. Exactly. So it was easy for people to lose sight of why they started. She didn't. And she was, out of all the people they talked to, by far the most successful now, all these years later.
And I can't wait for somebody to say, Tara, what do you know? But you haven't been on TV. I have multiple times. Reality TV, twice. I can tell you exactly what the fuck it's like. Shut the fuck up. It's exactly like that. Like, I was on So You Think You Can Dance the first 2 seasons, the only untrained dancer, top 25 finisher. I knew I was going to, before my first daughter was born, I knew I was going to get cut because they fucking told me, well, they asked me if you're, like, my ex-wife, Mia's mom at the time, right? Nigel asked me if she goes into labor, because it was supposed to go to Hollywood. If she goes into labor, what will you do? So I'm going to leave. My kid, my first child. Okay, we understand. Totally get it. We want to cut you because we want to, it's the first season. We want to cut you, you know what I'm saying? But you're qualified to go. But we need the spot. They came out to Romeoville and they filmed us with this fake ass, like, making cookies. Like, the whole story was spun to be this American family, right? So I knew I was going to get cut before I even went into the final audition critique, right? He said, so here's the deal. Like, in exchange for like kind of giving you a heads up and cutting you on live TV, we're gonna give you your critique. But basically, I wasn't allowed to say shit, argue back, and whatever. Like, I was supposed to just take it, right? And in return, they would sign off the fucking 80-page document of NDAs that I can use. So You Think You Can Dance in promotions and advertisement. They would release all of my, what's it called? Not the NDAs, but the rights and claims to performance as a performer. Because when you go on those shows, you have to sign this thick ass book of shit saying whatever I do and say and wear is property of Fox Entertainment, and so on and so on, right? And so, but they signed it away for me, so I could basically use it, whatever, which I then used to launch my music career and so on and so on. And I wrote that way for fucking 15 fucking years. Chris Corraz from So You Think You Can Dance to Chris to see when I became to music So You Think You Can Dance, and and I was just racking shit, no problem, right? So it is 100. I knew 100% I was going to get dropped before I got up there, 100%. And he called me a donut. He said, you're like a donut, like with a little hole in the middle. You look good on the outside, but when you get to the core, there's nothing there. And I was just like, in my head, I'm thinking, that's the dumbest fucking thing ever. And I was just like, okay. But Carrie Ann Inaba was the choreographer at the time that taught us all the shit. And it's like, there's a bunch of kids. Like, I was probably one of the older ones there at the time. I was 20 something. And there was probably, this is at the Chicago Theater, it was probably 40, 50 people on stage. And Carrie Ann was in the front teaching the choreography. And all these were just fighting over each other, trying to get it's like she was the Facebook group and everyone's fighting to get the knowledge. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or she was the piece of knowledge and everyone was the Facebook group trying to get the knowledge. And so and now mind you, I had already been performing. So I was like, I went all the way the fucking back, as far back as I could go. And I just watched the whole first like 15 minutes of the tech rehearsal. Cause they're recording it all, right? And I would watch who was watching her, who was watching him, who was watching him, who was watching all the way back to somebody right in front of me. Cause there's so many good dancers. It was easy to find somebody else who I don't need to see it from the person who's doing it. I just need to see who's getting it the best. Right. So that's how I learned the choreography. And now I was able to learn it quick, but my gift was being able to perform it live on stage. You know what I'm saying? But when the cameras, they had those big ass boom cameras and shit, like up overhead, you know what I'm saying? To like record you and shit. So like I would put on a show whenever I knew the cameras would come around, I'd be like, you know, just making it seem like I was really trying. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these other dancers, these pro dancers, man, they learn that shit instantly. It takes me like 10 minutes to learn what they learn in literally 5 seconds. They see it and it's memorized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all fake. It's all full of shit, but it's all about entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So and I realized when I became a trainer, like, here's the whole point of my tangent was, it's not that your journey is fake. It's that your journey is yours and yours alone. You are the producer, you are the star, you are the villain, you are the hero. So how good of a story do you want to have? If you're not committed to it, fine. You got to be honest and truthful to somebody, even if it's to yourself and no one else. You've got to have that. Without that, you've got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is simple better? Sure. But here I am living a life that's anything but fucking simple. I seem to go the hard way just
for fun. Just
because. I don't know why I do that, but I do. You know, what the fuck? Because to me, harder is simpler. Does that make sense? Because then I don't get bored. I don't have to have that, what's it called, keeping it interesting. Yeah. Because everything is disparity every day. I'm just like,
there's more.
Why?
There's more. There's something new every day. New problem to solve.
My purpose and my journey is I do that because I want the glory of it. I want I like to know that's my edge. Like that's another thing. Dudes want to know like how do I keep my edge? You know what I mean? Like that's my edge, is constantly staying half a step. I think I said that in a podcast before too. Like I think I believe I'm a winner, and I win because I go a half a step, no more than that, than whatever it is you're willing to go. You go, 10, I go 10 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You go 0, I go half. Just because I can go 10 doesn't mean I will. I go just enough to beat you and move on. Do you know what I mean? And like sometimes I think when folks start this journey, especially later in life, it's hard for them to understand that it really doesn't take, just because it doesn't take much to derail you, doesn't take that much to see you through the finish line either. It may be harder to see, but the step is you're this far away
from the next thing.
Yeah.
From the next step. Always. I think for women, what a lot of women think is the edge is how they look. And so it becomes this, well, if I want to look like that, if I want my husband to think I'm attractive, if I want, like how you said, what did you say a couple minutes ago about how men always want the edge. They always want to know what can
edge, not, are you saying that the edge is like where bitches be falling off the cliff type edge?
No, I mean like that, what makes them a little bit more like, I think women, I think honestly, a lot of times women think that they will be better, that people will see them better, that their life will be better, that everything will be better if they just look a certain way or weigh a certain amount.
Sure.
And so they get so wrapped up in this, that's what I need, that's what's going to make me happy, that's where my life will be finally where I want it to be, when I can get there, to that weight, to that look, to that pair of jeans, that it's all they can see. And when they feel like they're working and working and working and working and they still don't see it, that's when the overthinking comes in. And that's when they're like, okay, well, what will give me the slight edge to take the next step? And instead of just saying, hey, how about I stop drinking wine all weekend? They say, hey, maybe I should take that supplement that person said they were taking, or buy that vibrating plate that I saw on the Facebook about the lymphatic drainage. And it's like, you don't need lymphatic drainage. You need to stop drinking, or whatever it is for you. They're, again, all they needed to do was simplify, be honest with themselves, and take the next step.
There's a time and a place for that shit, because people think the drinking is not that bad. Then I would invite you to bring that glass of wine with enough glasses to share with the class and work the fuck out with it. Leave the water at home, bring that wine, show me. And what you'll realize is, no, I don't want to do that. That's not what I mean. The fuck it isn't. Yes, it is. You don't get to pick and choose, bitch. Yes, it is. It's exactly what you mean. So if you're going to, put, I'm not going to say relevance. What's the word? If you're going to justify this thing that you have in the darkness of your home, justify the ass whipping you give yourself in broad daylight in front of everybody else, and know that the difference between the two, that the one thing that drives the both of those two things is that you chose to do them.
Absolutely.
And you motherfucker, you got to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's fine. And we've said this before, and we say it to clients all the time. If you don't want to give that stuff up, that's fine. But change your expectations, and don't think that a supplement or some lymphatic drainage is going to be the thing that you're missing. You already know what you have to do. You're just not willing to do it.
If you're addicted to the alcohol, if you're addicted to the routine, if you're addicted to the sugar, like and let's assume that it's not a parasite or something like that. This is a behavioral thing that it's just who you are. Then the question, again, we talked about this before we got on, was you motherfuckers ain't asking the right questions. The question should be then, other than, are you ready to give that up? Right. And if not, what drives you for that? The question should be, how can we make the goal, fitness, a challenge, or part of the thing that you're addicted to? You know what I'm saying?
So that you don't even have to ask yourself if you're willing to give it up, because it'll already be the next step.
Yeah,
like it'll just be the thing that makes sense.
If you're not doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you've got,
and it's a drag, it's not as fun to, you think about it, you haven't had a drink in a while. First of all, if you haven't had a drink in a while and you're feeling like you're missing it, and you just go bender, like you have a problem. Okay. You need somebody to talk to, my man. He'd be like, disappointments, all of you. I fucking love that sticker. I saw that. I almost bought that. I want to make that a tattoo. Like, disappointments, all of you. Like if you can make it where, in terms of a lymphatic episode, honestly, like you can start doing shit. First thing you get up, flap your arms around, just trunk twists. Like it's just about fluidity and movement. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
And
have
it
to
doesn't have
stand on
to,
a
you don't need, that's
vibrating
what I'm saying. You
plate.
don't need a gym. Shit, you don't need us. You don't need a fucking trainer. I'm the first to tell you. I've been doing this long
Yeah.
enough to tell you, like, you don't need us. Can we help?
I
Hell yeah. Can we level up? Hell yeah. But that's only because we understand the process and have some experience that can help you to the next, whatever it is it may be. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Having an extra set of eyes on some shit. I've trained
no.
hundreds of clients over the years that, only the hundreds because that's a lot, but I've trained tens of 20s of clients over the years that have been successful before me. And they only came to me just to try something different. And you know what always rocks their fucking world? The simple shit. I remember when I would get the CrossFitters to come in, they'd be fucking broken and I'd have to fix them at first. And they're like, all right, let me, can we get 3 sessions? I want to just try something different, just kind of shake things up. I'm going to go back to my, CrossFit broken boned them, next week. But for now, let me try this. Okay, cool. I hit them with you fucking nothing but isometric, like wall sits and planks. And they suffer. They can't take it because they're used to just blood and mayhem.
Always.
It's the simple shit.
Yep. Especially when they notice that the simple shit actually works. Like you don't got to throw a barbell over your head to be fit. The simple
shit is what drives the complicated shit. You can do 800 and 1,000 motherfucking sit-ups and crunches and leg raises and cartwheels and shit. Motherfucker, you can't do a 30-second plank without your fucking back looking like you're trying to get your shit pushed in. Fuck out of here.
That's a problem.
What the hell is this prone bone shit? Motherfuckers, stick that tummy in tight. Hold it tight. What? You know what I mean? And any credited like chiropractor, doctor, physician, physical trainer tell you, physical therapist would tell you that it's the rudimentary that fixes and repairs all. Somebody gets hurt. Think about this, motherfuckers. Somebody gets hurt. It's the equivalent, the injury spectrum here is the equivalent to someone being overweight from a metabolic standpoint. The simplest thing is what? You don't see people going back to physical therapy to go do box jumps and fucking kipping pull-ups. They're just trying to stand on one leg. Being the fucking fundamentals is where it's at. You want to get back to running marathons, but you can't fucking walk in a straight line? Get the fuck out of here. You want to lose 100 pounds, but you can't have the discipline to simply log something stupid. If you don't have the discipline to not eat it or drink it, cool. At least log the shit. Give everyone that's trying to help a fighting chance. Simplicity is where it's at.
Always.